Hi, welcome to Part of My Frenchie. This is me, 143. If you don't have a friend, you have three now. Welcome to another edition of the Kitchen Edition, where we have Rosie and Coco have joined us on the couch behind me. They are super excited, especially Rosie. Rosie is super excited because this is our 4th of July episode, and we have a lot to talk about on this one, and a lot of fun facts. What do you have to say? Rosie has lots of things to say about the 4th of July. She's one that 4th of July doesn't really seem to bother her. It definitely doesn't bother Coco because she can't hear it. But anyways, yeah, Rosie has a lot to say today, evidently. She's all excited. She's all excited to get started, right? Are you excited to get started, Rosie? Are you excited? Yes, she is. So anyways, thought we would do something fun for 4th of July today. And what do you want to tell me? You want to help out today? Rosie wants to help out today. What do you want to do, Rosie? Rosie wants to help out today. Do you want to hold the spatula? You want to help us? Rosie's going to hold the spatula. She's going to help us. She's going to try to steal my spatula is what she's going to try to do. No, but yes, she's all wanting to help out today in the kitchen, which is great. But anyways, she's going to watch. She's going to be our faithful watcher, and Coco's back here watching as well. Craziness on the 4th of July episode, just like fireworks popping all over the place. So anyways, and Coco's getting over here. She's excited as well. But I know, see, you're not stealing my spoon. Rosie's not going to steal my spoon this time, but she's going to try. No. Okay. All right. Well, good thing this is for dogs. So anyways, so we're going to get started. Today we are going to be making red, white, and blue safe popsicles for our dogs. And they're going to be 4th of July flavored and colorful. And you can bring them to a cookout, a picnic, anything. They actually stay frozen for a pretty good while because they're not ice cream. So they're yogurt based, which we'll go into in a second. But real simple, easy. The only part that takes a little bit long is the freezing process. So I suggest doing them the night before. Freeze them for a good amount of time. And then actually, if you did, I know in one of my very first videos, I talked about these little silicone popsicle makers. These are super cool. I got these at Walmart. It was $2.99 for a pack of 3. They make a really good sized popsicle, actually for like humans, but I mean, you can, again, make them for your dogs too. One of these popsicles, when I made them, fed Rosie and Coco perfect. Lola, she needs one on her own. But anyways, these are so awesome. You put the little sticks in there and slide them in there. You'll put your ingredients in, and then you close the little top, stick them in your freezer, and let them freeze for 4 to 5 hours, or the longer the better. The longer they freeze, the longer they'll stay. And then what you can do is you can stick them in a cooler, and they'll stay cold for a long time. I do recommend that once you take them out of the freezer, don't immediately give them to your dog, as they'll be really, really cold. So let them thaw out just a little bit. That way they don't, because dogs don't know their limits. So they'll try to just shove everything in their mouth and so that's never a good thing. But anyways, let's get started on this. First, again, super easy. We're going to do red, white, and blue for the color of our flag. And as we're doing that, we're going to throw in some fun facts about 4th of July. First ingredient that we're going to do is we're going to have blueberries. Now, blueberries are a great antioxidant, and I took I cleaned out about a half a cup of blueberries in here. So there's a half a cup of blueberries in here, fresh blueberries, and I brought out my my NutriBullet again, and I'm going to use that because this seemed to be like the easiest one to use for this recipe, and it's easy cleanup. It's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start out with this. So I'm going to put my blueberries in here. Open this up. Now, fun fact, on 4th of July every year, 155 million hot dogs are consumed every year on 4th of July, which seems like an awful lot, and it is. $167 million in watermelons are spent. $341 million in beer is bought. I bet that doesn't shock a lot of people. And then the first 4th of July celebration took place in the White House in 1801. And let's see, the first 4th of July with fireworks took place in Philadelphia in 1776. And Massachusetts was the first state to recognize the 4th of July in 1781 as a holiday. It was recognized as a holiday then. So I thought those were all interesting fun facts so far about 4th of July. So we've got our blueberries. And so next we're going to take yogurt. Again, yogurts are a great staple. Now before I start mixing this in, one of the things that I thought was cool, since we are doing red, white, and blue, the white is of course going to be our, the white part of our flag. And that's just going to be our plain vanilla yogurt. So in order to be creative and to kind of separate, I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to open up our little, popsicle trays here, right? Open up our popsicle trays, and I'm going to take the white because I don't want our white and our red to kind of blend together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the white and I'm going to put it in the middle. So that's going to be kind of our separator. So it's going to separate our white and our red and blue when we pour in the mixtures, so that it makes more of a flag effect. And, it doesn't take a lot in here. I'm just maybe scooping out maybe a teaspoon, or maybe a teaspoon and a half vanilla yogurt to fill in here. Like I said, it's just going to be our middle part. That's going to keep that separated for us. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be fancy. This has to look nice. So it's going to be our white plain vanilla yogurt. It's going to be the white part of our flag in our popsicles today. So like I said, I just put it in. You can see I just put it in the middle there. It's going to be like our little separator for our popsicles. Now back to our blueberries. So I've got like our half a cup of blueberries. Don't have to cut them or anything because we're putting them in the bullet. And with that, I'm going to take about a half a cup of yogurt, vanilla yogurt. I'm going to stick this in here and throw that right in there. And I'll put that off to the side. Now, what I found when I did this yesterday was that blueberries turn out mostly like purple. And if you like purple, that's fine. And that's, that's great. But if you're going for more of the flag look, you can do that. You can get the blue gel paste, which is, in the cooking aisle, the baking aisle. And that'll give it more of your, the blue look. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And close that up. And I'm going to put my top on here. Screw this on here. New York City. Every year is the largest. They have the largest. They have the largest fireworks display every year in the world. They blow off 75,000 fireworks every year on 4th of July. So I thought that was really impressive. This I thought was really cool. So the United States flag has changed over 27 times since it originally came out. I did not know that. And so when Hawaii finally became a state, that's when our 50, when the flag, the 50 star flag finally came out. And a 17-year-old boy designed that flag as a class project. I thought this was neat. So he designed this flag as a class project, and his teacher gave him a B-. And that flag was then adopted as our country's flag. So I kind of wonder how that teacher felt, after giving him a B- and so forth. But it was adopted in 1960. He came up with it in 1958. But I thought that was interesting that he got a B- on it. But I thought that was really cool.
Did you know the 50-star American flag was designed by a high school student and he originally got a B- for it? In 1958, 17-year-old Robert Heft created a 50-star flag for a school project, predicting that Alaska and Hawaii would become states. His teacher? Not impressed, but Heft didn't give up. He sent his design to Washington, and after 2 years of persistence, President Eisenhower personally selected his design out of 1,000 submissions. On July 4, 1960, Heft's school project became the official U.S. flag. And guess what? His teacher changed his grade to an A.
But so anyway, so this is going to get loud for a few minutes, or a few seconds, while we blend this all up. So hold your ears, girls. Well, not Coco, because she can't really hear, but. And it doesn't take long. And blueberries don't take long to blend either. But as you can see, it gives it a little bit more of a bluer look, like a navy bluer look when you use the food coloring, than more of the purpley look. So, careful, Coco. So I'm going to pour that towards the bottom of my popsicle holders, so that we've got the blue. So now we got the blue and we've got the white. And, oops, we've got that. I thought this was kind of interesting too. 3 presidents died on 4th of July. It was Adams, Jefferson, and James Monroe. 3 presidents died on 4th of July. And that was interesting. I think there was one president that they said was born on the 4th of July. And then we can, we can get into, 4th of July is one of those things that, can be very, very scary for dogs. A lot of dogs do not like 4th of July. And so with that being said, I mean, a couple of things to understand, about dogs and the 4th of July is that when the fireworks go off, it throws them automatically in the flight or fear, the fight or flight, mode, as it does a lot of people, not necessarily fireworks, but a lot of people that may have PTSD. A lot of our veterans went through that. It puts you kind of it triggers like a fight or flight. And that's why you see a lot of pets, if pets are left outside during this time, they can break out of their yards. And, the next day, just look at Facebook or look on your local, pages, and you'll just see the Humane Society pages are just full of dogs that were found because they got out of their yards and took off because they're running from these noises and these lights. It's horrible. The dogs have overly sensitive ears and overly sensitive eyes. And when they see these lights and sounds that they don't understand and they only see once a year, they freak out. So, the best thing to do when it comes to fireworks is, even if you don't know how they're going to take them, automatically kind of have a safe space set up for them, have a more quiet environment. Usually Lola does not like fireworks. So what we'll do is we always keep we keep the blinds closed. We keep everything, closed. I always have music playing, or I'll have the TV on kind of louder that time. She usually will stay in the same room with us. But if not, she'll go upstairs, maybe, in one of the rooms. I let her do her own thing. Now, I did see something that was interesting online that an expert was saying another really good thing to do on 4th of July, as long as it's not really, really hot, but try to earlier that day, tucker your dog out. Get them out walking, get them out where you exercise them, so that by the time the fireworks do come, they're in sleep mode. They're going to be passed out. They're not even going to be thinking about it. And I thought that was really clever, because, the last thing that you want to is, if they're zonked, they're not going to be paying attention to it. Their anxiety levels will be down. They'll be too tired to be, worried about it. Where if they haven't had their energy, out of them, then they're going to be up looking around wondering, what the heck is going on. So anyways, but we're going to get started on the next ingredient. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, and we will be right back in 2 seconds. And welcome back. All right, so got this all cleaned up, and now we're ready to start on our red part of our popsicles. So for this, we're going to use the strawberries, plain and simple. We're going to do the same thing. And what I did with the strawberries was I grabbed about, the strawberries were pretty big at the market. So there's, I've got about 7 or 8 big strawberries in here. And I just cut the tops off. Since we're putting it in the bullet, you don't really need to slice them, because we're gonna chop them all up in there anyways. So I'm gonna stick them in here. Rosie's back to help again. Thank you, Rosie. Now with the red, you don't really need any food coloring, so that's kind of nice. But while I'm talking about this, one of the things I was thinking about when, if for God forbid, your dog does get out of the yard and happens to, get lost. One of the things I kind of swear by is I have these tags, like Rosie has one and Coco has one and Lola has one. It's this company, it's called Pet Hub. And they have these QR codes. It's like a QR code dog tag. And on the QR code, it has a lot of things on there. It houses your vet information, all your pet records. You can pay a little bit extra a month and activate a GPS. Anybody that finds your dog, all they have to do is scan the QR code, and it pulls up all of your information. So it takes the guesswork out of, it's actually, in my opinion, better than chipping your dog. I mean, you should still chip your dog, don't get me wrong, because, that if, the tags fall off, then of course you've got the chip as a backup. But this Pet Hub thing, it makes it so nice, because if somebody, if your dog gets out and they have, all they have to do is scan that QR code, all of that dog's information comes up. You come up first, their vet information comes up first. God forbid, the dog's injured, gets hit by a car, they'll know who the vet is. They'll know all the information about the dog. Maybe the dog's diabetic, or, something's wrong, whatever. But they'll have all of that there, and you'll get your dog back 10 times quicker. And with that, if your dog does go missing, they have these FBI pages where you can immediately list your dog as being missing. And, it'll go immediately on there. So anyways, pethub.com. I'll post some information up here. I really like it. Thank God, I knock on wood, I have not had to use it. But definitely worth looking into. I think I only pay maybe $20 a month for it, but completely worth it, in my opinion. Completely worth it, in my opinion. So, anything for peace of mind, to not have to go and, you know, do that. Now, I would also recommend, I always recommend, if you can take a note card, have your vet information on a note card, have an emergency vet information on a note card, have your dog's name, their date of birth, their weight on that note card, have it posted up somewhere in your house, have it on the fridge, have it on a door, keep it in your wallet. You never know. Somebody could be house sitting for you. I can't tell you, or even for you, because I can't tell you how many times, you know, there's, God forbid, an emergency situation and you're not thinking at the time, or you're, you know, running around and, oh, what's our vet's, you know, what's our vet's number? Or, you know, maybe somebody's house sitting and they need the number. And, you know, these are some of the questions that the vets ask. And you don't think about it at the time, like, man, I should have had that written down somewhere. But even, or God forbid, you're driving with your dog, you get in an accident, and it's good to have that information like in your wallet or something on you. These are just some of the things that people don't often think of, but it's good to have on you. So anyway, so this is going to go, I'm going to have my strawberries and my yogurt in here. Same thing like the blueberries. So I'm going to be loud for a few seconds. I love this thing. This thing is just like amazing. So, and here's our strawberry part. Take this off, and it's nice because then you can just pour it in here, and this is going to be the top red part for us. And we'll have our red, white, and blue. Now also, if you didn't want to make them into, popsicles, which you don't have to, you can also get these little, oops, put a little too much in that one, but that's okay. The dogs will eat it. Put a little bit more into this one. And then, like I said, you just close them up, and we'll put them into the freezer. But you can also put them, like, I use these for baking the treats as well, but you can also make little ones. Make little, you know, I can take these and I can, you know, make little paw print ones. These are cute. You know, and these could be little treats, like, you know, if the girls are out back and I want to just throw them something nice and healthy, they could have strawberry yogurt as a little treat out back if it's hot. So I'll freeze these on up. Yeah, it takes 4 to 5 hours. Throw them in the freezer, forget about them. But, you know, makes it nice. Makes it nice for if you go somewhere, you know, there's going to be dogs. I mean, if people can eat them too. I mean, these are healthy treats for people as well. Doesn't have to just be for your dog. But we're talking dogs, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to close this back up, but I want to show you how they turned out because I did these last night. And I'm going to grab my little bags here because I grab, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, I made these last night. I have not even taken them out or looked at them yet. So, yeah, froze them up all last night, let them sit overnight. So when you open them, a little bit of freezer burn on them too. Yeah, these are super simple when you open them. You just open them up, carefully pop them out, and pop one out here. Oop. Oh, look how cute that looks. A lot of white in that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to bag it up. But there's one of them. I'm going to take that and bag it up. And then let's see some of the other ones here. Because again, they're going to come out all different based on how you put it in the tray. Like I said, they kind of go in how you do them. But yeah, such a healthy little dog treat. And what I'll do is I'll probably pass these out to some of the neighbors today so that their dogs can get a nice little healthy 4th of July treat because these look amazing. And again, so healthy. Look how fun that is for 4th of July. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you all have a very safe and happy 4th of July. I hope that your dogs have a nice 4th of July, and I hope that they don't get scared, and I hope that they have a very pleasant time. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Tell all your friends about us. Really enjoy making these videos. If you don't have a friend, you have one now. Till next week, thanks for stopping by. Pardon my Frenchie. This is me, 143. Take care. Bye-bye.
Let's go!